Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. 4 Chicago PD characters who should return to the show for Burzek's wedding. We have been waiting a long time to see Kim Burgess, Marina Squirciati, and Adam Ruzick, Patrick John Pfluger, get married. They have had a very bumpy road to the altar, but they have persevered and we couldn't be happier for them. Unfortunately, a lot of the friends they've made along the way have left Chicago PD. Chicago Fire and Chicago Med have proven that weddings are as good a reason as any to bring back beloved characters. We saw Matt Casey, Jesse Spencer, return in order to serve as the best man for his buddy, Kelly Severide, Taylor Kinney, on Fire, and we're hoping Chicago PD uses their big union to do something similar. These are the characters we have on our fantasy guest list. Haley Upton, Tracy Spiridakos, is the most recent U member to leave the show, and she got to have a front row seat as Burgess and Ruzick fell in love. We know she left Chicago behind at the end of the season 11 finale, but what are friends for if not flying back to one's old home to celebrate a wedding? Spiridakos made it clear that she was pleased with the resolution of her character's arc, but she also left the door open for a potential return. "I would love to reappear, that would be amazing," she said to Deadline in May 2024. "I love this whole group of people. We think a wedding would be a perfect way to bring Upton back while maintaining the power of her original exit." Antonio Dawson probably tops the list of characters that Chicago PD fans want to see return. The actor who plays him, John Seda, has remained close friends with the cast, and unlike Elias Koteas, his character is still alive and well. A return trip to celebrate Burgess and Ruzick would make a lot of sense since he spent years working alongside them. Like Spiridakos, Seda has made it clear that he would be willing to return to Chicago PD if the right situation arose. Antonio is still alive. He told us back in February, "If they called me and said, 'Hey, we'd love to talk about you coming in for even just one scene or two or whatever,' I totally would be down with it." Remember this guy? Kenny Rixton, Nick Wexler, was a former narcotics officer who was tasked with replacing Ruzick when the latter went on an undercover mission in Season 4. The character was not the most well-liked off the bat, but he eventually grew on the IU team, to the point where Voight, Beg, didn't want to fire him. Ruzick eventually got his IU gig back though, because Rixton agreed to take a role with another narcotics unit. He also shared that his father and Ruzick's father used to work together in the CPD. The character proved to be a stand-up guy, and had he not made a career pivot, it's difficult to say whether Ruzick and Burgess bond and eventually get engaged. Sounds like a worthy invite to us. I mean, come on. We would all like to see what it would be like if Jay Halstead, Jesse Lee Soffer, decided to come back from his tenure in Bolivia and attend his friend's wedding. Soffer remains close with the PD cast and has even directed episodes since departing the show in Season 10. That said, Halstead couldn't be bothered to return to the Windy City to maintain his own marriage, so it would be difficult to justify his willingness to travel for a wedding of all things. We will hold out hope, even if this wish list entry is the least likely. The buzz around intelligence was different these days, lighter, warmer. For the first time in what felt like forever, the squad wasn't buried in homicide files or undercover nightmares. Instead, they were helping Kim Burgess and Adam Ruzick plan their wedding. After years of breakups, makeups, co-parenting, and near-death experiences, Burzek was finally happening. But for a love story like theirs, the celebration had to be just as epic as the journey. And what better way to honor it than by bringing back the people who helped shape them? As the invitations went out, 4 special names were handwritten, each one stirring a different kind of memory in the hearts of the intelligence unit. 1. Alvin Alinsky, the father figure they all miss. There was a time when Alinsky was the rock of the unit. Quiet, gritty, and endlessly loyal, he was the man Adam once sought approval from, and Kim once leaned on during her rookie days. The news of his posthumous exoneration had rocked intelligence months earlier, but in this vision of celebration, Alinsky's presence would come in the form of his daughter Lexi's old necklace, recovered by Voight and now polished and shining, gifted to Kim as her something old. But in the crowd, during the wedding, a man with a familiar gait lingers in the back. It's Alinsky or someone hauntingly like him. Just a dream? A hallucination from Voight's whiskey-soaked memory? Maybe. But as the ceremony begins, Voight swears he sees him nod, proud and ghostly, before disappearing into the Chicago dusk. For Kim and Adam, it's a reminder that some legacies never leave, they just echo through every step you take. 2. Erin Lindsay. The original heart of intelligence. When Kim walked down the aisle, she wasn't alone. The crowd hushed not just for her beauty, but because the woman holding her train and smiling through tears was none other than Erin Lindsay. She had been gone for years, building a new life with the FBI in New York, trying to heal from the trauma Chicago had burned into her. But when she got the call from Burgess, she didn't hesitate. "Girl," she whispered during the bridal fitting, "if anyone deserves this happiness, it's you." The reunion with Voight was tense at first. Old wounds reopened when their eyes met. But Lindsay, no longer the scared girl who left town, took his hand. "You did what you thought was right. I know that now." A truce was formed in that moment, one that would never erase the past but offered forgiveness wrapped in grace. At the reception, Lindsay surprised everyone with a toast that left not a dry eye in the house. "You two taught us that love doesn't have to be perfect, it just has to be real. So here's to Kim and Adam, and the fight it took to get here." 3. Antonio Dawson. The quiet strength in the storm. Antonio had been the calm in intelligence's chaos, and while he left under a cloud of pain and addiction, he'd gotten clean. Now working security for the city, he showed up to the wedding looking like the man they remembered, clean-shaven, strong, and steady. Burzek clasped his hand with a genuine smile. "About damn time, hermano." Antonio hugged both of them tightly. "I had to see it. I had to see something good." He shared a tender dance with Trudy Platt, who had once mothered the entire department with sarcasm and snacks. Their quiet moment on the dance floor spoke volumes. Both had lost people, both had stayed too long and left too soon, and both had found their way back to each other in this perfect storm of a night. Before leaving, Antonio knelt beside Michaela, offering her a tiny, delicate bracelet. "It belonged to my daughter when she was your age," he said gently. "She'd want you to have it." Michaela beamed. So did Kim. 4. Seen Roman. The one who wasn't meant to stay. When Kim saw Roman's name on the RSVP list, her heart skipped. Their history was complicated, unfinished. But it had also taught her what she didn't want, and what she could survive. When he arrived at the venue, Roman kept his distance at first. Tall, composed, and quiet, he watched Kim from across the garden ceremony, a bittersweet smile tugging at his lips. After the vows, Roman approached her. Adam tensed until Kim reached for his hand and smiled at Roman. "You look happy," he said, voice thick with nostalgia. "I am happy," she replied. "But I'm also really glad you're here." Roman laughed softly. "Even after I dragged you across state lines during that whole vigilant fiasco." Kim rolled her eyes. "Let's call that closure." They shared a brief hug, one chapter ending so another could begin. Roman slipped away before the bouquet toss, but not before Adam caught up with him. "No hard feelings?" Adam asked, offering a beer. "None," Roman said. "You two make sense." Always did. And just like that, he was gone again, drifting into the city the same way he left. As the night wound down, the wedding glowed in gold string lights and laughter. The dance floor pulsed with love, family, and everything the squad had fought for. Voight stood in the shadows for a long while, watching his unit, his kids, smiling, alive. Erin dancing with Atwater. Roman making small talk with Trudy. Antonio holding Michaela's bracelet box like a prayer. And somewhere in the flicker of candlelight, Alinsky, maybe just a memory, nodding once more. Burzek's wedding wasn't just about love. It was about endurance, forgiveness, and legacy. It was about all the people who shaped them, whether they stayed, disappeared, or came back for one final dance.